Howdy folks, thank you for tuning in, and today we're having a look at the Visionary Wetland 12x42 binoculars. They've been around for quite a number of years these now and still very popular, and normally I would say 12 magnification, that's more suitable for longer distance terrestrial use, looking at ships out at sea or aviation, but on testing these I found that they're pretty handy at close-up work as well. So these are multi-coated optics and BAK4 prisms, polycarbonate body, I believe they're waterproof, correct me if I'm wrong with that, twist eye cups, but they're not long eye relief, and I found with glasses on, I could, with the eye cups down like that, I could only get maybe 80% of the view, and even with glasses off I couldn't twist them right way out. I just put them on the first notch out from the in position there for a comfortable view without wearing spectacles. And so these are I believe around about 73 meters at 1,000 field of view, so it's not a wide field of view, so if there's like birds flying past or other fast moving objects, you may struggle to keep up with them, but that wouldn't be the same with planes obviously, because they're a lot further away. But when you look through them also, you'll notice the apparent field of view, I'm guessing around about 50 degrees. But by all means, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong with that, but that made them look like, it's still a reasonably wide field of view. It was a comfortable view. Very easy to handle. I found the focuser on these is really smooth. You will find it varies from one to another, but with this particular one, very smooth. The diopter a little bit stiff, but that's good because once you set it, it won't move. The body itself, quite smooth, which feels nice, but then you probably struggle to hold it with one hand because of that. You can't really get a good grip single-handedly. But given that they're 12 magnification, you want to hold them steady, chances are you'll be using both hands anyway, and it has a tripod adapter there if needed. So when you look through them, what's the view like? Well, it is the image a little bit softer, lower contrast than some of the £200 binoculars that I've looked through, but then again these are not £200, they're just over half that or around about, depending on what the current prices are. There is chromatic aberration or false colour fringing, however you want to describe it. And to be honest with you, it is quite noticeable across the view, even in the centre, when looking at high contrast subjects. But as I've mentioned before, if you look at lower contrast subjects, it's hardly there. So be aware that if you're looking at, like I was doing when I tested these, there were some birds on chimney tops, some birds up in the trees with a white, which were dark, but with a white sky background, then the chromatic aberration, in particular the purple, is quite noticeable, so be aware of that. But on the subject of focus, I mentioned it's quite good at close-up work as well, and I found these focused down to about 4 meters, and from 4 meters to infinity, I believe it's around about 1.5 turns or so. And with it being 12 magnification, the depth of field is quite narrow, shallow, and so you will have to work the focuser quite a lot if moving from one target to another. But I found that actually has an advantage, and the photographers who understand bokeh or bokeh will know what I'm about to get at. And with it throwing the background way out of focus, I was looking at a pigeon actually on the back fence, just testing these, and because the background was thrown so much out of focus, it made it stand out really well, and it was a very pleasant view. The sort of shallow depth of field, almost 3D effect that you might not get with some maybe 8x30s or whatever with a really wide depth of field, even 7x50s. So that's actually quite a good plus point there, providing you get the focus bang on. You can get some amazing three-dimensional effects with these binoculars, and contrast I thought was, I say, a little bit lower than some of the higher priced binoculars, but these are priced accordingly. And looking at birds such as starlings, even with these, you'd be amazed how many colours are in their feathers, and they show up really well with these. You get a standard soft nylon case, but I would say it's better than most, and also a unpadded neck strap. But I'm sure if you ask the dealer who you buy it from, really nicely, I'm sure they'll upgrade to a padded strap for you. So there we are, folks. That's the Visionary Wetland 12x42, sorry, binoculars. Probably if I was to pick out one minus point, one plus point, the minus point would be the chromatic aberration, but the plus point, the shallow depth of field, how it makes an amazing 3D effect when you look at the subject and the background is thrown way out of focus. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and please check out the link in the description below.